Ever had that moment where someone dropped a line so perfectly timed, so unexpectedly clever, that everyone around just stopped and laughed? You felt the energy shift, saw faces light up, and found yourself smiling, wishing you could pull off something like that too. That magic, that effortless ability to elevate a moment, feels almost supernatural. But here's the good news. That ability isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's something you can cultivate, practice, and master. Hey everyone, I'm Bix, and welcome back to Bix Book Summary, the place where we don't just talk about books, we turn them into powerful tools you can use to transform your everyday life. Today, we're exploring a book that feels almost like a hidden superpower in social situations, The Art of Witty Banter. Now, don't get the wrong idea. This isn't about memorizing jokes or dominating conversations. Instead, it's about sparking genuine connections. It's about making ordinary exchanges, whether at work, on a date, catching up with friends, or even chatting with the barista, more memorable, engaging, and alive. This book isn't here to transform you into the funniest person in every room. It's here to help you find your own rhythm within conversations. It teaches you to listen more deeply, respond with spontaneity, and sprinkle just the right amount of cleverness to keep things fresh. Because being witty isn't about stealing the spotlight, it's about sharing it. It's about helping others feel more engaged, more relaxed, and genuinely excited to be in conversation with you. If you've ever felt stuck in conversations filled with awkward silences, or walked away wishing you'd thought of a perfect comeback, this book is exactly what you need. Together, we'll explore the underlying mindset of witty banter, the subtle art of thinking quickly and confidently, and practical tips for playful interactions that build meaningful connections without feeling forced. So if you're tired of leaving conversations thinking, I wish I said that, stick around. It's time to rewrite that story. Let's make you the one who always knows how to bring out the sparkle in any interaction. Let's jump straight into The Art of Witty Banter. When most people think of wit, they instantly imagine razor-sharp comebacks, clever one-liners, or that effortlessly charming smooth talker who always seems to say just the right thing. But here's the surprising truth. The best banter isn't scripted. It arises from a spontaneous spark. It's a form of emotional agility, a readiness to engage playfully, authentically, and genuinely in the moment. At the core of all great banter lies a simple yet underrated ingredient: your energy. And no, not in the loud, attention-grabbing sense, but rather in the quiet intensity of being truly present. It's in your eyes, the subtle glint of mischief, the warmth of genuine curiosity. It's the vitality that fills the air when you're fully tuned into the person in front of you, not distracted by your next move or lost in self-doubt. You're just there, fully alive in the moment. Think about the people who make conversations memorable for you. Chances are, they aren't delivering rehearsed speeches or carefully planned lines. Instead, they're engaging spontaneously, riding the natural rhythm of conversation, effortlessly bouncing ideas back and forth like a playful rally in ping pong. Their interactions feel fluid, natural, and energizing, not forced or artificial. As the author emphasizes, banter isn't really about the words themselves, but about the energy, vibe, and intention you infuse into your interactions. The magic doesn't come from memorizing witty retorts. It emerges from being fully tuned into the present moment. Witty people aren't born different. They're simply more attentive, more open, and more playful in their approach to conversation. Here's the empowering twist. You don't need to be naturally funny or extroverted to master banter. All it takes is embracing a mindset of playfulness over perfection. It means giving yourself the freedom to say something a little off the wall, gently teasing someone in a playful way, or throwing out an idea simply to see what unfolds, without worrying about how polished or clever it sounds. Because here's the true beauty of banter. It doesn't always have to land perfectly to be effective. In fact, the charm often lies in the attempt itself. Even when a playful remark doesn't entirely land, it signals confidence, openness, and a willingness to connect. It communicates something important. We're not just exchanging words, we're having fun, we're playing. Let's picture this clearly. Imagine a friend saying, "Ugh, I really hate Mondays." You could reply with the standard, Yeah, same. But with a banter-ready mindset, you might instead playfully reply, honestly, I've been skipping Mondays lately and starting the week on Tuesdays. Just haven't broken the news to my boss yet. It's unexpected, quirky, and invites your friend into your playful world, instantly making the exchange more engaging. This playful twist is precisely what witty banter does. It lowers barriers, eases tension, and creates an atmosphere of casual warmth and spontaneity. It sends the message, hey, it's okay. We can laugh a bit here. Let's have fun together. The crucial takeaway is simple yet powerful. Banter thrives on the willingness to spark curiosity rather than to impress, to riff spontaneously rather than recite rehearsed lines, to build genuine connections rather than control the conversation. So if you've ever worried that you aren't quick or clever enough, take a deep breath and relax. Banter isn't about being the fastest or smartest in the room. It's about relaxing into the moment, letting go of self-consciousness, and trusting your natural curiosity and playful energy to guide you. Because when you're genuinely present, slightly daring, and willing to lean into the moment with a playful heart, you're already on your way to becoming that person everyone loves to talk to. Imagine you're at one of those laid-back social gatherings. Maybe it's a networking event, your friend's birthday party, or even a nerve-wracking first date. The setting's fine, the music's not bad, and the drinks are chilled. But somehow the conversation feels like it's limping along on autopilot. You know exactly how it goes. Hey, how are you? Good. How about you? Oh, good too. Then comes the awkward pause. A nervous sip, eyes scanning the room, looking desperately for something, anything, to break the silence. We've all been caught there, trapped in conversational purgatory. Not because we're boring or uninterested, but because we're stuck in the predictable loops of polite small talk. It's the social equivalent of elevator music. Pleasant, safe, yet entirely forgettable. But here's the twist the author of The Art of Witty Banter wants you to realize. Small talk itself isn't the enemy. Instead, think of it as the doorway to something more meaningful and engaging. With just a small shift in approach, a little spark, you can turn mundane chatter into moments that are lively, magnetic, and genuinely memorable. So how do you do that? Simple. Add flavor. Add a little tension. Sprinkle in some edge. Let's take a classic example. Someone walks up and asks the timeless question, so what do you do? Most people respond like they're checking a box. I'm in marketing, or I teach high school, or I work in IT. All perfectly fine, safe answers. But imagine shaking things up a little by saying, oh, I help people lose arguments using spreadsheets. Or perhaps, basically, I translate chaos into neat little graphs and hope nobody notices. Or even, honestly, I get paid to pretend I know what I'm doing, and so far no one's caught me yet. Notice the difference? It's not about performing a stand-up comedy routine. It's about being just unpredictable enough to spark curiosity. By injecting that small dose of mischief, you signal something powerful. We don't have to be stiff or overly polite here. I'm open. Let's have some fun. This technique works beautifully even in conversations that seem doomed to blandness. Suppose someone sighs, "It's been such a long week." Instead of responding with the usual, "Yeah, same here," imagine replying, "Oh, tell me about it. I think I've spiritually aged 5 years this week alone." Or, "Absolutely. I've already drafted several breakup letters to my alarm clock." You don't have to be flawless, just playful. The author describes this as bending the framework. You're not completely discarding the rules of conversation. You're creatively dancing around them. You start from a familiar place, then gently twist it. That subtle twist? That's the heartbeat of banter. Even mundane topics offer opportunities for this approach. If someone mentions their hobby, let's say hiking, a safe response might be, "Oh cool, me too." But a banter-infused reply might sound like, "Ah, you're one of those brave souls who believes blisters build character, huh?" Or perhaps, "So basically, you pay Mother Nature to punish your legs?" Respect. These playful nudges immediately ignite a small spark, a shared smirk, a sense of camaraderie. You're signaling clearly, "I'm not here just to be polite, I'm here to genuinely connect." Suddenly, the conversation shifts, the energy relaxes, and your partner feels more comfortable opening up. Now you're having a real conversation, not merely exchanging lines. The book shares another brilliant strategy called echo and exaggerate. It's simple but incredibly effective. You take something the other person just said and reflect it back in an exaggerated, humorous way. For example, if someone admits, "I'm terrible at cooking," you might gently tease, "Oh, I assumed you were banned from using microwaves." It's silly and playful, yet it demonstrates active listening and invites the other person to engage, tease back, and loosen up. Here's the real secret behind all this. People rarely remember conversations that went flawlessly. They remember conversations that felt playful, alive, and genuine. Next time you feel yourself sinking into the quicksand of dull small talk, don't panic. Because real connection isn't about saying the right thing, it's about rhythm. Just shift your angle slightly, add a little quirk, a subtle twist, or a playful wink. Move your responses from grayscale into vibrant color. Life is way too short to settle for responses like fine, good, or same here. The conversations that truly resonate are never about rigidly following rules. They're about playfully dancing around them. So next time someone casually asks, "How's your day going?" don't default to good. Instead, respond with something intriguing and playful. Dangerously productive. "I might start levitating at any moment." Or, "Attempting to break my personal best in endless scrolling today." Say something that makes them lean in a little closer, curious to hear more. Because great conversation isn't about perfect lines or scripted comebacks. It's about saying something real, authentic, and just clever enough to invite the other person into your world. We tend to look at witty people and assume they're just naturally gifted, that their minds operate on a higher frequency, racing through clever responses faster than most of us can even process the conversation. But the surprising truth? Those who seem effortlessly quick aren't actually thinking faster. They're simply relaxing their internal filters. That's the powerful secret behind wit. Witty banter doesn't rely on genius-level intelligence or a lightning-fast brain. Instead, it hinges on a simple but liberating idea: being comfortable enough in the moment to trust whatever emerges from your mouth, even if it's imperfect. Because it's the pressure to be clever, the fear of failing, that often blocks true cleverness. But when you let go of that anxiety, suddenly the flow of ideas is free, playful, and spontaneous. Think of witty conversation like jazz improvisation. A jazz musician doesn't rehearse every single note beforehand. Instead, they stay tuned into the rhythm, listen closely, and respond in real time. Similarly, people who excel at witty banter aren't straining to impress. They stay present, attentive, and relaxed, allowing them to riff naturally off the vibe, tone, and rhythm of the conversation. The author makes it clear that genuine mental agility springs from two key principles: preparation and permission. Preparation isn't about memorizing clever comebacks. It's deeper than that. It's about cultivating conversational instincts by actively noticing patterns. You absorb humor, read widely, and observe how certain responses can spark laughter or intrigue. Over time, these moments build into an internal toolkit, giving you a deeper sense of conversational rhythm and intuitive timing. You're not drawing from a prepared script. You're tapping into instinctive reflexes that you've naturally developed. But even more transformative is the second principle: permission. Giving yourself permission means daring to speak before your thought is perfectly polished. It's allowing yourself the freedom to risk a playful remark, even if it occasionally misses the mark. It's embracing the possibility of awkwardness with a smile, and shrugging off mistakes with genuine laughter. When you approach conversations with that relaxed self-acceptance, you're no longer performing for approval. You're genuinely participating, fully authentic and present. Consider a simple scenario. Someone compliments your shirt. The usual polite response is just thanks. But what if you playfully say, "Thanks, it's part of my pretending to have it together starter kit"? It's not groundbreaking comedy, but it's spontaneous, charming, and instantly memorable because it signals you're fully engaged and approachable. The book also introduces an invaluable conversational tool: the callback. It's a subtle yet powerful technique of referencing something from earlier in your interaction in a fresh or amusing way. Imagine someone earlier joked about despising coffee, and 10 minutes later, they casually mention feeling exhausted. You can respond with a playful callback. "See? I knew coffee was a personality trait." It's simple, but it shows genuine attentiveness. It makes people feel seen and appreciated because you remembered their earlier remark. Another incredibly useful technique mentioned by the author is called intentional delay. This acknowledges that quick wit doesn't necessarily mean instantaneous responses. If you feel stuck, you don't have to rush out a half-baked response. Instead, embrace the pause. Smirk. Raise an eyebrow. Even openly acknowledge, "Hold on, I've got something. Give me a second." The brief suspense you create actually builds anticipation, making your eventual comment, even if only modestly clever, land with greater impact. This small pause is not hesitation, it's strategic tension, demonstrating confidence and presence. Ultimately, being quick-witted isn't about speed, it's about awareness. It means you've trained yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. It means being fully attuned to the emotional rhythm of the exchange and having the courage to jump into the conversation mid-beat, trusting your natural instincts. Because the most genuinely witty people aren't those with flawless timing, they're the ones with brave timing. So here's the essence of what this section teaches you. If you want to sharpen your conversational wit, stop trying so hard to impress. Instead, lean into curiosity. Be playful. Stay relaxed. Be genuinely human. Above all, trust that when you drop the pressure of perfection, you become fully present, opening yourself to the effortless flow of conversation that truly resonate. We often assume that wit is just entertainment, thinking of the witty person as the one who effortlessly steals the spotlight, always landing the best jokes, the cleverest comeback. But here's what the Art of Witty Banter clarifies beautifully. Real wit isn't about showing off. It's about genuinely showing up. It's not about being the funniest person in the room. It's about being the most attuned, the most responsive. It's about dancing gracefully with the rhythm of the conversation, creating an experience where the other person feels uniquely heard, genuinely seen, and deeply engaged. Because the truth is, we're not simply drawn to people who make us laugh. We're drawn to people who make us feel truly seen while we're laughing. Witty people aren't trying to be the funniest or the smartest in the room. They're magnetic because they create something rare, a safe space. A space where you can breathe, where you can drop the script, where being a little bold, a little weird, even a little vulnerable feels totally okay. That's where real conversations begin, and that's where connection lives. They subtly open a loop within the conversation, sending a silent yet powerful message. You can be yourself here. It's safe to shine. And let's face it, that kind of conversational freedom is rare. Most of our daily exchanges tend to be transactional, predictable, or superficial. But the witty person injects life into those ordinary moments. Not necessarily by cracking nonstop jokes, but through sheer presence, warmth, and spontaneous responsiveness. They actively listen, playfully engage, and naturally uplift the energy of even the simplest conversations. This depth of connection isn't something you achieve with a perfectly timed punchline. It emerges from adopting a mindset grounded in genuine human interaction. It's the mindset that quietly says, "I'm not here to impress you, I'm here to truly connect with you. I'm not performing for approval, I'm fully participating in our shared moment. I'm comfortable with silence, awkwardness, and taking risks, even if a playful comment falls flat." In a world filled with people who often hide behind masks, social scripts, or polite small talk, such genuine presence becomes irresistible. One of the book's most profound messages is the gentle reminder that wit isn't a shield, it's a bridge. It doesn't hide vulnerability, it expresses it with a graceful flourish. It's not about protecting yourself, it's about reaching out confidently, warmly, and invitingly. Think back to a moment when someone made you laugh unexpectedly. A friend, a stranger, maybe a colleague at work. You probably don't recall exactly what was said, but you absolutely remember how it made you feel. Energized, uplifted, pleasantly surprised. That moment, that feeling, is the magic of real banter. It doesn't just entertain you, it connects you. When your intention behind wit shifts from impressing people to genuinely engaging with them, you don't need to be the cleverest, the quickest, or the loudest person in the room. You just need to be present, curious, willing to gently step beyond the expected, willing to truly play. So here's the essential takeaway from the Art of Witty Banter. True wit isn't about having the last word. It's about making the next moment feel alive. It isn't about demonstrating how smart or quick you are. It's about showing others just how vibrant and fun life can feel when you're a part of it. And in our often scripted, noisy, distracted world, being that spark of genuine connection, that's one of the most valuable gifts you can give. At its core, the Art of Witty Banter isn't a handbook on cleverness. It's a celebration of genuine human connection. It's about stepping into each conversation with the mindset of possibility, not to prove yourself, but to share, play, and help others feel fully awake, engaged, and alive. If this summary resonated with you, please hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to Bix Book Summary, where we don't just talk about powerful books, we bring them vividly to life. Have you got a favorite witty comeback you've used, or maybe one you wished you'd thought of? Drop it below. Let's make this the most playful and engaging comment section on YouTube. Want to dive deeper into these powerful insights? Grab your copy of the full book through the link in the description. I promise it'll change how you talk, connect, and live. If you enjoyed this summary, explore more powerful book insights by watching my other videos on this channel. And until next time, stay curious, stay playful, and remember, the next unforgettable moment is always just one clever remark away. I'll see you in the next video.